It's Lasha from Upstairs Downstairs. Upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. I've moved this studio 6 times. Now, if you read the description of what this channel originally the original reason I started the channel are all in the videos. And everybody grows. I was just going to start to sing, everybody hurts sometimes. But I don't, I do that sometimes. I'm trying to be professional, and I am professional. And Melody Moon, these cards are great. One of the things I've noticed with this channel, and one of the reasons I put hashtag how to create a YouTube channel, it's not so much about the technical steps because I don't remember how it happened. And I'm pretending like this is my first video, so I'm actually very nervous. So, my name is Lasha Rajenko. Hi, Lukwago Arafat. Um, I started originally with Lasha Rajenko. It was a computer channel, and there's 79 people that are there, and they've not unsubscribed, which blows me away. It really does. It really blows me away. And however, I do put the link on the community. Sorry. Sometimes people call me on Messenger and I don't know why. Could you not do that, please? It's especially when people will call 15 times in a row, that's harassment. I've never once reported anybody. So, see, that gets me distracted from the topic at hand. I was talking about how to grow a YouTube channel. So I started this channel March the 23rd, 2023, and it's now September the 3rd of 2024. So again, originally I started with the reason I have the mic there is so I don't have to talk really loud. You know, I don't want to disturb the neighbors. I don't want to get goofy. Just want to have a conversation. So originally started with Lasha Rajenko. However, I did put the link so people could get to L&L Soul Sisters because Lasha Rajenko was the first computer channel. But a few weeks ago, my computer went poof and just died. And then I got a strike on high voltage, which is this channel. I just changed the name today because this is the 6th time that I've moved the studio. So I can't give you technical ideas, but one of the things that prompted me to make this video, because I was thinking about a change will do you good. And see, that's the thing. I've tried singing, dancing, little commentaries. But one of the things I've noticed about successful channels is most content creators that I admire, I really don't like the word follower or even subscriptions. Do you know that I used to think you had to pay for them. And then I listened to Kurt Honda on psychology in Seattle. I highly suggest. He's amazing. He would say, "Hello, deserving listeners." And that was in 2016 or 15. And it was no, you couldn't see any faces. And he would talk about the Bundy cases and, different serial, if it happens more than 3 times, it's a scientific fact, or you can be a serial eater of cereal. Why 3 times? See, and these are the types of things that I want to learn about. So, anyways, then I started L&L Soul Sisters, and it grew to 305. So that's 400 people that took time out of their lives, because I think this is a huge deal. And in some of my videos, some of them are a little embarrassing, but I'll never take them down because that's who I was at the time. And although I'm 53, and it wasn't too long ago, I know it's hard to believe that I can still maintain, you know, 25-year-old look. Yeah. And you know what? You know what I love about being 53 is when you get older, it looks like you'll start wearing diapers because your butt literally starts to flatten. It's really annoying. That's why I'm so big into the exercise. See, that's the other thing I used to do. Stay on track. So I really want to create content of value. I am not saying that the content that is up on Lasha Rodchenko, L&L Soul Sisters, or this channel is not valuable. It might not be value to any of you, like to every, I don't mean any of you personally, but to a lot of individuals. Because, I mean, to me, I see 2 people are watching. That is, I get nervous. That's why I always sing at home, because I used to get so nervous at those open mics. But I realized a lot of things this week, and I don't want to get distracted. So I am reading right now, Ask Not. And I know, Cheer Denise and the vintage book, vintage book review. And there's a girl that started a channel just a couple months ago, and she's boom, right where, she's monetizing. And I'll tell you why monetizing is so important to me. Yeah, I know everybody's way ahead of me, and I haven't looked at, like, I love Cheer Denise, and this is what I wanted to do before I found her, because when I first started this channel, or the Lasha Rodchenko channel, I tried to read the Testaments by Margaret Atwood because I was really into The Handmaid's Tale. I mean, I don't know what happened to season 6. If anybody could tell me, that would be great. Is there a way that you have to turn on comments or something? Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. And if you have to go, I understand. Is there something I need to do here for comments? No, no. Anyways, I'll just keep going. I know they're all ahead of me, but I haven't watched Cheer Denise read this book because I'm doing it all the way through. And I have a playlist on this channel, upstairs. Everybody stairs upstairs, downstairs, left stairs, right stairs. I mean, left stairs, right stairs. Upstairs, downstairs, everybody stairs, upstairs, downstairs, left stairs, right stairs. It's true. I'm gonna read it my way. So, thank you for those of you who have hung in with me. I wanted to read it every day, but one of the things I found difficult with having a YouTube channel was following the route because I get bored very easy, not because I'm a master at anything, because I'm not. And there's a reason that my brain chemistry has changed. And I do want to talk about that. But I've been doing some content evaluation of mine. And what's the best way to get contact? Well, the best way to get contacts and comments is to put up valuable content to comment on. Now, not that I'm saying what I've done isn't valuable. I'm very, very proud of the fact that between the three channels, you know, I notice when people unsubscribe. And you know what? It really upset me at first. And I was upset today. Then I thought to myself, it was just the same thing. I remember when I was working at Jenny Craig as the regional supervisor, I would be so upset if I couldn't please everybody. And because I'm 53 and I am from a different era, you know, I I have a real bone to pick with the book reviewer. Oh, that was distaste. I just caught that micro tongue jet. I did. I watched the behavioral panel and Spidey too much. And the reason I shook my head when I should be going, I watched Spidey and the behavioral panel so much. The reason I probably did this, and people do this, is because you just can't believe how much YouTube you watch. And there was a reason why in that as well. But it's all on my other videos, and it's about my leg. We'll talk about that at another time. It's triggering to me, and I don't want to talk about it today. I was watching Andrew Gold and I caught him live. And I always miss his lives, which I don't understand because I'm subscribed to Heretics and to Andrew Gold. I don't think, actually, I know for a fact I've never missed one of his videos. Even the ones that I found weren't interesting, I just redlined it, liked it, gave it a thumbs up, and watch later, you know? Um, he is not going to be using his platform on the edge anymore. And he announced it on a live. And I love his lives because he has so many interactive people because he's so full of knowledge and charisma. And he's also empathic, he's quick, he's smart, he's prepared. I didn't realize this till maybe 3 or 4 months ago that when he was reading things, I always thought, how does he memorize all of that? Well, he's reading articles from the paper, but from a monitor, and then he would talk about it, and he also went to school for journalism. He talked about cults. He wrote that book, Psychology of Secrets. So let me tell you what I've achieved and why I want to make changes and be very specific and stay on topics. Keep my personality, of course, just because I work at a kitchen on call. And this summer I worked a lot, and February, yeah, I worked a lot between February and July. And then August was slow, and it's not enough to live on, but it's enough money to, you know, feed you. And nowadays it's rough out there. Yeah, people don't like pauses either, do they? But at any rate, so Andrew Gold is, I think, in his 30s. And I remember, we all remember, if you are over 30, raise your hand. No, Lasha, you don't have imaginary friends here. If, um, at any rate, if you're 35 and older, drop it in the comments if you wouldn't mind. It'd be very helpful. Actually, just do it. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like any part of me, you know? Because sometimes, and I've noticed this, I'm just going to jump to YouTube etiquette right away. You know what I'll never understand for as long as I live? I'll never get it. I bet you Elon Musk has shares in Bill Gates way back when, and Steve Jobs, and okay, he's created his wealth year over year over year over year, and he built something, and now he's moving forward. And Andrew Gold, he started 4 years ago, and he said it took him, this was his goal, I guess, a year to reach 10,000 subscribers. Very open. Most people aren't afraid to say that. I don't know why I have a problem saying anything about reaching a number, because people aren't numbers. And so what I was going to say is what I'm proud of doing on this channel is, and Andrew Gold does this as well, is he got to know a lot of his um, regulars, as it were. I mean, on this channel, out of 553, people view more so on the shorts than the videos. However, not everybody leaves a comment, but I appreciate that. And I hope you get something from it. And that's the whole thing. It's like, what am I trying to project? Right? Because people change and grow. So Andrew Gold, I started this channel, Gold 10,000. He reached it. And then he started Heretics. It took him 4 years. Not took him. He had a 4-year career um, that he built himself from scratch. That's amazing. And it was during COVID, and a lot of people got in on it then, which was so smart. I did not. I did not. I didn't know I even had it in me to do this. until I started singing again, and that was in 2022. And then I started to build a Facebook profile and a lot of friend requests because I didn't know how to put out friend requests, and people were watching the Facebook footage, so I thought, why not do a YouTube channel, do the same type of footage that I'm doing on Facebook, but get paid. And why would I want to get paid? Because I was truly trying to start a charity for reasons that are on the old videos. I should put together, you know what? I'm going to put together a playlist. Um, and I think I'll call it Intent of Channel from March the 23rd until September the 2nd of 2024. And I will put all of the bits and pieces that people might need to, well, you'll need to, if you want to know who I am as a content creator, it takes a lot of work, or sometimes people are natural at it. And that's what I was going to say about Andrew Gold. So, and now he has a book out. He's officially he's an author. I was going to say he's an Arthur. Andrew doesn't look like an Arthur for 2 seconds. But how he got to know me was I did not stop leaving him my story because I was traumatized. And I will get into that, but I'm going to learn how to edit because now I have the room to download cut clip or clip cut, which Trevor, I left you an email. I tried to join last night, you live, and I wanted to meet you face to face and talk to you. Trevor has never missed one of my lives, and I feel like I disappointed him. I don't like disappointing people. And so, yeah, what I've done well is I truly care about people who subscribe. If somebody emails me, I I'm really hoping that some of the people aren't AI. That scares me, to be honest. And also, at that time, well, and prior to me doing the YouTube channel, I was, oh, I want to talk about an upstairs stare. I was craving communication. And there were some really nice folks, I think, that recognized that. And even, and then I started to get a little more creative. And so I just tried different things. So, yeah, Andrew Gold announced that he was leaving that channel because he's into heretics now. He's doing something very similar to a lot, 90% of YouTube channels, interviews. And somebody said to me, and I don't want to say who, and I know who it is, because some people don't want their name out there, right? So if you're one of the people that don't want your name out there, just let me know. I'm here to give you what you want within reason. I can't fly to England and be a royal commentator for a day. That just wouldn't work from a schedule. And also, I don't have the pounds to go there. But let me get a GoFundMe page, and I'll be like Gypsy Rose Blanchett's mother. Have you seen her TikTok account? Okay. That's another topic I really want to take a deep dive into the psychology of her. Um, and I want to share my credentials and my theme. However, before I share what I want to do, how I'm going to do it, when I'm going to execute it and on what days. For those of you, hi Melody, hi there. Okay. Um, the reason I'm putting that out there is because to grow a YouTube channel, first of all, you have to have rapport with people, but it has to be sincere. Because if it's you know, you know, not real, I really hope that people can notice that. I never used to be able to. Has anybody seen the Netflix series, The Worst Roommate Ever? Yeah, yeah. Also, people go through changes, so they want to change the theme, they want to change the content. But like I said, I'll still have my personality. However, I want to talk about deeper things and I want to have guests. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Interviews are everybody's doing interviews. Diary of a CEO has 7 million subscribers. That's a ton of people. Like in weight. How much would that weigh? Melody Moon, how much would it weigh? See, and the reason I'm reaching out to all of you about content is because Melody Moon, and I know you will, because I left that. Remember that conversation that you and I had in back in June or July, and I was eating oats and peanut butter, and I was really hungry because I was smoking marijuana, and yeah. Melody and I, we were just kind of watching TV together and just kind of talking, hanging out. And that's what I said. That's why I originally started the channel. It was about my leg. It was about going to Congress, or Congress, walking to, and I meant those things. Everything I said in those videos, in those moments, I meant 100%. However, I don't change anything that I wouldn't have changed whoops, I wouldn't have changed anything that I did because I've learned from it. And how have I learned is through commenters, kind people. Thank you, Melody Moon. Cue cards are such a great idea. I was just saying before you popped on that I used to think that Andrew Gold was I used to watch him all the time because he would be sharing something and I thought it was memorized, but he was reading the paper or an article and then he would discuss it, which is interesting because that's not really journalism. Journalism is Dan Rather's, and that's finding a story, you know, like the old days. I remember in that movie Truth. And see, and I love movies. See, that would be a consistent theme. So successful channels have this. They have, it doesn't matter what creators look like or how they dress. Well, that's not true. And what you said about getting obsessed, yeah. I'd love to know what causes us to get obsessed with things. And that's one topic I want to speak of. Before I lose my thought though, and then I'm going to do my video on, and I am actually going to do it, follow through was my huge issue from recovering from the original channel, original reason I put up the channel, which to kill anybody with suspense, if you're just watching this, like I said, I'm going to make a playlist with all the relevant videos that have to do with the original reason. And you can see what I did and what I went through. And I was going through some of my really old footage, and I look better now than even years ago. And in that 7 years, you just don't get time back. You don't get, if you can take anything from me watching this, and that's what I want people to take away what they leave from the video and put it in the comments. And if you get nothing, write nothing. Even people that have left really mean comments, there is always truth in what people say, even bullies. But it's not funny because it's mean spirited. There's a difference between, um, when Sarah used to write me, yeah, she used to say, "Babes, you're not following through. What are you trying to say?" And I loved that feedback because it helped me get better, right? When you and I hung out that night online, Melody Moon, it was nice. That's how you get to know people. And it's not like I couldn't watch TV there by myself. I am quite alone. I am a loner. I'm a real loner. Um, but not at work. I'm very sociable. You see us at work, we have fun. But for instance, like I started reading The Exorcist. Here's an example. So you have to three things for a good channel. The content creator needs to take care of themselves. Nobody wants to watch anybody stoned, drunk. Sometimes it can be really funny, but not when you're trying to talk about something serious and you don't know how to edit, or you didn't take the time to edit because you were afraid to. So, I guess what the ingredients to a really successful channel are interesting topics. There's a genre for every niche market, right? I'm just trying to figure out what that is, right? I love taking footage from last year and comparing it to this year, doing the split videos. I love that. I love reflecting. And that's when I was reflecting at the one short with Sophie and I doing Ice Ice Baby from when we lived on Concord. We moved from here to Concord for 7 months and then moved back here. I can't even talk about that. I also want to talk about other issues. The transgender issue, one commenter, and like I said, some people don't, and I need you to comment. If you watch this channel and you don't comment, don't bother watching it. There's no point. I don't watch the channel for just views, you know. Don't get me wrong. It the fact that there's three people here, I find that an honor. It's like selling a ticket. It's like giving away a free ticket and who will show up. But why do you want them to show up is the intent behind it. Because I always say, if you give somebody power and they abuse it, it's because they wanted it. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking, my absolute intent was to first bring out awareness about the healthcare system. But the more I've learned about institutions, what I was doing, I was hurting myself. However, I had to get it out. So those videos were therapeutic for me. And I hope they're therapeutic for other people that have trauma and repeat themselves over and over and over and over. And I think people thought I was like that because I was on some kind of very high stimulating substances, a lot of alcohol, because potting plants is really it just makes you tired. For me, it takes away the pain from my leg that Dr. Corporala did in Royal Victoria Hospital. And I'm still, you know what? This is what I'm going to say. If you want to know what happened, go to change.org, go to search and type in my name. And I need to change the story because when I was talking into my phone, leaving that which I left on change.org, I was hysterical. The emotion, like I would tell anybody who would listen, a stranger on the street. I think I must have told my leg story about 8 million times in the last, no, I haven't met 8 million people, but a lot of people, you know? Because the other thing that happens when you go through trauma is you lose who you are, you know? And that's the other thing. Okay, so successful YouTube channels, go back to my old videos and you just have to watch them and you'll know what's wrong with them. And there's a lot right with them. They were very authentic. And so is this. And that's why I'm asking all of you who know me well and actually, if when I said don't, if you watch this channel and don't comment, don't bother watching, I didn't mean it like that. But you would just hope that if you get 1,000 views, more than 100 people will say something. Because okay, I'll give you an example about how important comments are and how much I learned from them. Mm. And how much I learned about Meghan and Harry when I read all these comments. So Hmm. Okay. So what I was just grooming. Okay. Okay, so comments. I went to this channel and they have lives quite often. And then after the lives are over, people watch and leave comments. Now, this channel has 800 and now Melody Moon, are you good at figuring out percentages? I don't have a calculator in front of me. Would you mind doing a statistic for me? Did you like my resume? So this channel has 850,000 people subscribed that have never unsubscribed. I would never unsubscribe to this channel. Don't worry about it. Thank you though for responding. You know what? If I understand math, I love math. I love anything I understand because then I can talk about it. That's why I want to learn things because I love to talk. I can't talk about myself anymore. I just can't do it anymore. So, yeah, I have to put the focus, change a little focus. Oh, don't you cry. Just change a little focus, 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 focus. Now don't you try. Like the Partridge Family, there's really just the three of me, and I don't have the ID. So, 850,000 subscriptions, and they're free. That's the other thing I don't get. Why don't people just, it's free and it's rude. It's rude. I think it's rude when you watch a channel and don't subscribe. I think even if, okay, you know how if you watch, okay, here's my philosophy. Here's my philosophy. Hi, Trevor. Here's my philosophy. If there's, and by the way, I was on my phone, Trevor, last night. I'm going to lose my philosophy. Here's my philosophy. You know, in science, has anybody ever seen the movie Concussion? Yeah, maybe this should be a movie theme, a movie critique channel, because I'm telling you, I suppose not tonight. Not tonight. And normally, you know what? I would say yes, Trevor. So you should be proud of me. I'm being assertive, not aggressive. You prune yours, you have to prune them back. You're gonna weed me. I gotta weed people out, eh? So the survival of the fittest and the most entertaining, and it's so draining. I'm just kidding. Okay, Trevor. Well, I'll be here, but my phone's gonna die in like 5 seconds. But you know what I wanted to say? Okay, so for a successful YouTube channel, apparently, you need to be hooked up to X. You need to be hooked up to Instagram, Facebook, Rumble, Twitch, if you want to be really successful. And I do want this channel. My goals have changed since the old days, since yesterday, they've changed. I'm still going to fight about my leg, and I will bring it up on Upstairs Downstairs. I always knew I should have called this channel Upstairs and Downstairs. Get it? Upstairs, downstairs, similes. Yes, 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 yes. And there's so many things that go through my head. And what I used to do is everything I did was 100, everything from this moment back is all impromptu. There's not one edit, except for some shorts where I learned how to put them together. And Melody Moon, the one thing I'll never stop doing though is dancing. Because I don't know if I told you this, Melody Moon. I'm sure that I did. You know what I mean? Boy, when I get to an email, it just go, Kawar! Wow! There you are. Kawar! Kawar! There you are! Kawar! Kawar! There you are! Kawar! Kawar! There you are! And no, I haven't smoked anything. That's maybe what's changed. Marriage, Joanna. It makes you dumb and it gives you a bad memory. We can collaborate tomorrow, Trevor, and I will show up on time. That's the other thing that was bothering me. Because everything was impromptu, I would say things and I would want to do them. And then say things meaning I'm going to do this. So, like, I started The Exorcism of Emily Rose. If I had finished that book, it was doing well when I started it on the old channel, not old channel, but the first channel, my baby. Even if nobody else ever joins again, I'll never take that down because that photograph was taken when I was 49 years old, and my Baba was 95 at the time. What kind of seeds? Oh, marijuana seeds? Oh, it's looking good, is it? Don't test me. I'm just joking. I have some downstairs. I just haven't had it yet. I'm saving it for nighttime. That's it. Not going live with that in my hand. No, no more. Maybe once in a while I might slip back into that. But what I'm trying to say is, okay, just say it. To have a good channel, a successful YouTube channel, but how do people define success, right? What is success to me is not successful to other people. Hey, when people reach their 100,000, I think that would be wow. You have to be good and entertaining to achieve that. Like Andrew Gold, Heretics turned into 300,000 in like 4 or 5 months. But he did have the On the Edge. But I do think that one of the best interviewers is, to me, is Candace Owens. She's she's very and YouTube, everything here is in my opinion, okay? I'm not eye blocking because I think I'm better in case the behavioral panel sees this or whatever. Which, by the way, I have to say this. No, I don't. I'll tell you about the behavioral panel and the deception I found in the Johnny Depp trial and how they really sway. I looked back at the footage not too long ago. And my view of the Johnny Depp trial, even from a year ago, I've changed my opinion. Oh, do you like that? Thank you. Thank you. And if that's what you take from this video, then drop that in the comments. Whatever you take from this video, drop in the comments. So that's why I'm coming to you. So I'm going to now I can say it. This channel, I want to be successful. I have to get to 1,000 individuals that are like-minded, different-minded, doesn't matter. Everybody is welcome. That's why I changed the description of the channel. But this week, I'm concentrating on this only. This is what I'm concentrating on. And of course, I'll still put up impromptu dances and whatnot. But in between the impromptu dances and this, I will be researching the next topic. And that's why I say you have to have interesting topics that people care about, like what moves people. And sometimes, see, marketing is also very manipulative. So I was always had the mindset, if you do what you love what you do, and sincerely care about the people, things fall into place. But nowadays it's more than that. And so that's why the successful channels are consistent, I've noticed. Now these are things I've noticed. I get going to a YouTube channel and learning how to do one, and you can get tips from all kinds of different content creators. I just don't like the word follower. Subscribe, I can get used to. Like, comment, subscribe. It's just proper etiquette. Like, if you care about me, and knowing how much I care about the channel, I would hope that people would comment. However, with that being said, that's the way I am. And just because I'm like that, not everybody is going to be like that. Is going to be like that. They're not going to behave like that. And that's the other thing I really have taken a huge dive into is sociopathic behavior and how to catch it, spot it from a layman. Okay? Real quick video. That's that's the way it is, and I love that. I don't want that to change ever. But myself personally, the reason I'm not trying to do what other people do in terms of I'm going to do this fancy blah 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 blah. See, and that's the type of thing that I'm saying for all of you. When you watch a channel other than this one, what draws you to it? And if you can't answer now, write down these questions seriously. Don't write them down now. Write down these questions. Other than watching me, because I know people watch YouTube channels, we all do. What draws you to it? Why do you watch it? What do you get from it? Why do you support it? If you've sent out super thanks, why? Okay. Also, why do you stay subscribed to this channel? What made you subscribe to this channel? What do you think I could do different? Or or what do you enjoy? But it needs to be specific, and don't make it about me personally, make it about the behavior. Okay, so I hope you write those questions. If you can't, go back. And you know why I'm asking you to do this? Because that helps me bring forth what you guys like. And like I said, personality, lots of personality. I'm not gonna change. I love to watch community, watch community, watch the community grow. What gives me pleasure the most, it's not just being the host, but you've all hosted friendships amongst each other I love. Okay, I'm not going to change that. But there are some serious things I want to talk about, which, by the way, I have to go to the Esso right now to get a Quran from Abdul because I've never read the Quran and I want to read the Quran. And I need to follow through on what I say I'm going to do. So tonight, I am reading this. I'm not doing it live. And the other thing that I notice people like on channels is consistency of the person being in the same spot all the time. I find that a bore. Not the YouTube channels I watch, but I find for me to do that, it's boring. And the reason I changed it to upstairs, downstairs is because this is the sixth time I've moved this studio up here, you know? And yes, Melody Moon, I want to know more about your family. I want this channel to stay social. Andrew Goals is social. All of them are social, really. Maybe not as so well. I know I leave pretty long messages, but that's just the way that I am. But I find if I type, I just want to stay more focused. And, I'm starting those dance lessons. And that's exactly what I have it right here. I did have it. Oh, here, yeah. Psychopaths. I think Dr. Phil is a psychopath, and that video will come. So what I'm doing from now on is every day I'm going to put up what I'm going to do that day on the channel. If I'm not going to post anything that day, I'll say that. So then you know what to expect from me. And if you want to join in that video, great. If you don't want to, fine. Me, I just got introduced to Candace Owens, but I've liked every one of her um, videos. She's got a lot of them. It took me 10 minutes, and I've watched about 40 videos, but over the course of sleeps, because I always go to bed around 9, put on YouTube, because I get my news from Andrew Gold. Um, if I want to watch a good interview, and I put all the channels I love on my channel because I'm not competitive. I'm not a competitive person. And I guess that's what bugs me about when people reach 100,000. It's like YouTube has this little 100,000 group, it's kind of, and Google made that. It's really kind of, I don't know. I don't like that. I just want to monetize so I can help people. That's all I want to do. And so what I'm frustrated with what I'm doing wrong. That is, people will watch videos, some of the shorts, but they don't subscribe to the channel. So that's where I need to reach out as well. That's why I said the first 1,000 subscribers, that bond I'll never forget, and it will always be there. I'm a Cancerianian. I do not lose touch with people. I don't like losing touch with people, you know? So you've got a channel, Melody Moon. So like Trevor, I figured out how to join. You have to do it in YouTube Studio, I think. Well, I'll figure it out, Melody. But I want to thank you in advance for putting up with all of my longness in typing and what have you. But right now, I need to go to the SO, get the Quran. I need your feedback in the comments or on the community page about, again, what would, like, like I said, if you guys care about me and it is the community, that's what I wanted. That was one of my goals. So I accomplished that. And I love it because all of you get to know each other too. And I think it's great. And like, oh, Brittany from the Royals News Network, she organizes trips for people that join her channel, and she has memberships, and she's a smart business lady. So you can do both. Um, I don't think there aren't boundaries to cross. What Some people have boundaries too, like anybody who watches this channel, I'll do a free Russian gypsy card in a heartbeat because I love to do them. And psychopaths and sociopaths, that will be my first edited, contented, is that even a word? Contented normality? Normality? That will be the first one. And the first $200 I make is going to children in Uganda, to Land and Sow, for his people there, that like the